Hi, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School. I've got Sam with me here today, and we're going to be doing a 30-minute flow focused on your hamstrings and your hip flexors. And this is great prep for poses like splits that require openness in both, as well as just finding some space and some strength in areas that are tight for many of us. We do have blocks with us today. You're welcome to bring blocks to your mat if you have some. Great alternatives are sturdy water bottles or stacks of books, and you can certainly do the whole flow without blocks if you don't. Find your way to a comfortable standing position as you're ready. Feet can be together or about hip distance apart. Take a moment to close your eyes or soften your gaze and just begin to tune in. Notice how you're feeling right now in this moment. Scan from your feet all the way up to the crown of your head and pay special attention to the backs of your thighs where your hamstrings live and the fronts of your hips where your hip flexors are. Let your breath get deeper and longer and send some breath in those directions, hamstrings and hip flexors, as well as anywhere else that's talking to you. If there's a personal intention you'd like to set, this is a good time to do so. And I'll offer a sense of balance, openness, and strength, stability, and flexibility. Eyes can stay closed or gently blink them open. Reach your arms to the sky. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, fold forward, hinge from your hips. Feel free to bend your knees. We'll take a ragdoll. You're welcome to bring your hands to your blocks, to the opposite elbows. Let your head and neck relax. I like my feet a little bit wider, so if that's you, move them wider. Bend your knees as much as you like and nod your head yes. Shake your head no. So let the space come into your low back, maybe feeling hamstrings already a little bit, but without forcing a stretch or going too deep. Let's take one more full round of breath. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to shins or to the ground or to your blocks. Lengthen. Exhale, hands down, step just your right foot back. Drop your knee down to start. Place your hands on your blocks or the ground. Crawl your left toes forward and take a little half splits, but still really early in this practice. So left knee can totally stay bent. You don't have to go all the way back. See if you can draw your left hip back, right forward, and lengthen your spine. Breathe into sensation. Really nice. One more round of breath. Rebend into your front knee and adjust however you like with your foot, so your ankle's below your knee. Reach both arms to the sky. Find that supported lunge. And then with your left hand, find your right wrist, lean up and over to your left. See if you can keep drawing your right hip forward, finding some stretch there in the front of your hip flexors. For me, it helps to engage my right glutes. Find a little reciprocal inhibition, some help there from the other side. One more breath. Bring it back to center. Hands to the ground or to your blocks. We're going to take it straight back to downward facing dog, so feel free to move things out of the way. Pedal out your feet, sway a little side to side. Just notice how this first downward facing dog feels in your body. And then allow for some stillness. Shift forward to a high plank as you breathe in. Lower all the way to your belly as you breathe out. You can drop your knees, hug your elbows by your sides. Baby Cobra, inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, lower. Press it up to a tabletop, hands and knees. And stack shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Find those little adjustments and a nice long neutral spine. Inhale, cow pose, lift your tailbone, drop your belly, send your heart forward. Exhale, cat, scoop round, press the ground away. Twice more with your breath, let it flow. You can always add more movements, go slower or faster. Come back toward neutral, and then find your downward facing dog. Big toes together. Reach your right leg to the sky, breathe in, open up your hip, bend your knee, and imagine pressing your foot into the wall to the side of you. So you can find a little space again in your hip flexors. You can stay just like this or add movement, some circles, moving more into your hip joint. Anything else that's calling to you. Extend your leg long, breathe in. Step your right foot forward as you breathe out. Inhale, lengthen, sink your hips, look forward. Exhale, step forward, left foot meets your right. Lift halfway, breathe in. Folds, breathe out. Rise to standing, sweep your hands high, big inhale. Palms together in front of your heart as you exhale. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, cactus, little back bend. Stay strong through your core. Maybe press your hips forward. Doesn't have to be deep. Hands high, breathe in. Dive forward as you breathe out. Lift halfway, inhale. Use your exhale to bring your hands down. Step your left foot back and lower your left knee down to your mat. Hands to blocks again if that was useful on the other side. Crawl your right toes forward. Shift your weight back. Find that half splits just as far as this side allows. Keeping your hip bones both facing forward. So for me, that's a little draw back with my right side, a little draw forward on the left. Notice how this feels. Start to shift it forward, rebend into your right knee, adjust your foot as you like, both arms to the sky. Notice if you're really collapsing into your pelvis, can you find a little bit more lift? Right hand finds your left wrist and then lean up and over to your right. Keep breathing those strong full breaths to find space. Let's do one more round here. Hands to the sky, breathe in. As you exhale, hands down. Feel free to use your blocks or scoot them out of the way again. Step it back to downward facing dog. A full round of breath, stillness or movement, you decide. And then shift forward, high plank upper push-up. Choice to lower to your belly for chaturanga or just halfway. Cobra if you're on your belly. Up dog if you lowered halfway. And then right back to downward facing dog. Feet together, big toes touch. This time left leg to the sky, breathe in. Open your hip, bend your knee. Press your foot toward the wall to the side of you. See if you can find some space there. And then stay or add movement with your knee, drawing circles in both directions. Extend your leg long, breathe in. Big step forward as you breathe out. And it's okay if it doesn't come between your hands, just adjust. Look forward, lengthen, inhale. Right foot meets your left as you exhale. Lift halfway, lengthen. Forward folds, release. Rise up, reach up, big breath in. Palms together in front of your heart, breathe it out. Inhale to chair pose. Find some depth in your legs, press into your heels. Try to turn on your hamstrings and your glutes. So you're taking the strength a little bit out of your quads, warming up those areas. Relax your shoulders. Breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale, dive forward, let it all go. Lift halfway, breathe in. As you exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. You can keep your fingertips on the ground or use your blocks. We're gonna move through a cow and a cat lunge, or what I call a modified pyramid. Sink your hips as you inhale, send your heart forward. As you exhale, lift your hips. Maybe your left toes lift, maybe your left leg straightens, maybe not. And then we'll flow. Bend your left knee, look forward, breathe in. Take it to that modified pyramid or cat lunge as you breathe out. Let's do two more. If there's a place that feels like you want to hold, please, of course, stay. Last one. Rebend into your front knee. Plant your palms. Scoot your blocks out if you're using them. Left leg to the sky, breathe in. A little funky, you're going to take your left first two toes around your right heel or Achilles as you exhale and gently press down. Press your chest back toward your thigh. See if you can find a little bit more space. This might be getting into calf Achilles, that's okay. Left leg high, breathe in. Step forward as you breathe out. Look forward, inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, standing splits, right leg to the sky. So you might choose to have hands on blocks, hands on the ground. Lift your leg a little higher, breathe in. Little curtsy squat as you breathe out, right knee to left calf. Twice more, inhale, lift. Exhale, little curtsy. Last one. Extend your leg long, breathe in. Cross your right ankle behind your left as you breathe out. So a crossed ankle fold, you can adjust yourself on your mats. Let your head and your neck go. I like one knee bent. That might be front, that might be back for you. Maybe it's both knees bent. And you can stay straight here at center or walk your hands a little bit left. Lean your hips a little bit right. And then take it to the other side. Hands right, hips left. Come back to center. Weight into your left foot, reach your right leg to the sky, breathe in. Replace your right foot down next to your left, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Forward folds, release. We'll repeat that on the other side. Inhale to rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Chair pose as you breathe in, Utkatasana. And then a couple breaths to just feel it, to notice where you can engage, to notice where you can soften, where you're gripping, where you can release. Breathe in. Fold as you breathe out. Lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, hands down, left foot steps back. Hands can stay on the ground or come to your blocks, moving into those cow and cat lunges. Inhale, sink your hips, reach your heart forward. Use your exhale to lift your hips, maybe flex your right toes up. 3 more times, flowing or holding, letting this be yours. 2. Last one. Rebend into your front knee, plant your palms. Right leg floats up and back, breathe in. Right first 2 toes are on your left heel, press it down and back. Notice where you feel this, where you can send some more breath. Extend your right leg high, breathe in. Step it forward as you breathe out. Sink your hips, inhale, look forward. Standing splits as you exhale, left leg high. Breathe in here. 3 times little curtsy squat, left knee to right calf. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. You got it. Extend long, lift, breathe in. Cross your left ankle behind your right as you exhale. Again, find the bend that feels good, the version of this that feels good. For me, it's different on each side. Stay at center or slowly begin to make your way to the right to start this time. And then over to the left. Back to center. Weight into your right foot. Lift your left leg high. Breathe in. Release your left foot down as you breathe out. Lift halfway, inhale. Folds, release. Stand tall, reach high, full breath in. Palms together in front of your heart. Breathe out. Shift your weight into your left foot, hug your right knee into your chest, and hug your right shin. Hands can interlace in front. And it's okay if you're leaning back a little bit, but notice if your weight is shifting way back, try to even it out between your heel and your toes. And then find just a gentle pull. Yeah, it can feel really nice to roll your ankle. That's awesome, Sam, to find some movement, mobility there. Bring your right hand to the front of your right knee, left hand to your hip, and bring your leg to about hip height so it's not quite as high potentially. I'm going to open it out to the side, and maybe you extend your left arm and look to the left to challenge your balance, shifting your drishti. Back to center. Switch hands, left hand to the front of your knee. Try to keep it pointing forward so it's not drawing across your body. Right hand back, and then a gentle twist with your upper body. Maybe to look back, and it's okay if you fall out. We'll come back to center, hands to your heart, breathe in. As you exhale, warrior three, send your foot back. I know this is a lot on one side. We're about to take a break, we won't be here long. Breathe in. Standing splits as you breathe out, and then find your blocks. Let your head and your neck go. With your left hand on your block, begin to place it in front of your left foot. So we're gonna open up for half moon. Peel open your right side, hip, shoulder. Activate your right foot. Breathe, breathe, breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, step it back to warrior two, all the way to the back of your mats, or as far back as you can step, and then adjust as you like. 2 breaths here, just to be, to adjust, or to find stillness. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, hands to your hips, and then parallel your feet. So your toes face the long edge of your mat. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, fold it forward. You can relax your hands, relax your head and neck. Yeah, movement, shake it out. How to twist, a sway or a bend into one knee or with your hips. Let this be what you need it to be. Paying attention to your body, the sensations, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions. And always meeting everything with grace and breath. One more round. Turn toward your top foot, so your left foot face the top of your mat in a lunge, and we'll move into lizard pose. So feel free to adjust your blocks. You might keep your back knee lifted, you might lower it down. I think we're both going there. And your left foot can go as far out as you like. I'm gonna place my forearms on my blocks. That's the most comfortable for me. You can stay more upright. You can add a twist here. Left hand reaches back or even finds your back foot. Yeah, Sam's gonna go into that beautiful option. Just like we did in that first supported lunge, I'm kind of engaging my right glute, so it's less passive for me, but that allows me to find a little bit more space in my right hip flexors. I'm also feeling this in my left hamstrings, kind of behind my left leg, not as much as if my leg were straight, but still some sensation there. And we'll just be here for a couple of breaths, so feel it. Breathe into it. Let's do one more round. Bring your hands inside your foot. So we're going to step this up to a Malasana. So lift your back knee, step your right foot up, hips low. And I'm definitely feeling one side more than the other. Hands to your heart. Lengthen your spine, open your chest. Notice how your two sides feel different. We'll come back to this. Breathe in. And breathe out. And then drop your bottom down for a cobbler's pose. Soles of your feet together, knees out to the side. You're welcome to place your blocks underneath your thighs for a little bit of support, or bring them out in front to kind of lean forward and rest on. However you want to take this, more of a flat back, more of a rounded spine, both are great. One more full round of breath. Lift yourself up. Scoot stuff out of the way so you're not going to kick it. We're going to draw our knees up and in for a boat pose and then transition through a vinyasa. So find a moment in boat, whether that's legs straight or bent. This is a nice engagement of your core and your hip flexors potentially. Lengthen your spine. Breathe in. Cross your ankles, plant your palms. You can step or hop back if you're hopping, land elbows bent. Chaturanga. Up dog. To downward facing dog. And then a few breaths here to feel. Pedal out, lift one leg, open your hip. Create stillness. You decide. As you're ready, bend your knees, breathe in, look forward. Step, hop, or float to the top of your space. Lift halfway, lengthen. Forward folds, release. Stand tall, reach high, breathe in. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Second side, hopefully I can remember this. Sam will help. Weight into your right foot, hug your left knee into your chest, hands around your shin, and find that gentle squeeze in. Stand tall, even out the weight in your right foot. Yeah, if you took movements in your left ankle. And then right hand to your right hip, left hand to the front of your knee. Bring your knee about hip height and gently begin to open it out to the side. You can extend your right arm right, maybe look right. Find a shift in your balance. Back to center with your gaze, back to center with your knee. Switch hands, right knee to the front of your knee. Yep, left hand behind you. Maybe a gentle peer backwards. And then back to center. Hands to your heart, take a breath in. Warrior 3 as you breathe out, foot back. Does not have to be super high, but imagine you're stamping your left foot to the wall behind you. Your heart and the crown of your head are reaching forward. Deep breath in. Forward, standing splits, pardon me, as you release. Exhale, let everything go. Left leg stays high. Find your blocks, right hand on your block if you're using it. Bring it in front of your right foot. And then begin to peel open for your half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Nice little hip hop there. Gaze can be down a little bit more steady to the side or up if you want to challenge it. Stay active through your top foot. One more deep breath in. And exhale, carefully step it back into your warrior 2. Find the space, the shape here that works for you. Less concerned right now with alignment, more about just feeling strong and open. One more breath. Star pose, heels in, toes out, reach wide. Hands to your hips as you exhale, parallel your feet. So knees and toes point in the same direction. Breathe in, lift your heart. Breathe out, flat back, fold it forward. And then when you found your edge, hands down. And this is a great place to also grab your blocks. So if you're not quite reaching the ground, or if you want to rest your head on your block, I personally have a tendency to lean back into my heels, so maybe you rock your weight forward. If you played on the other side with a twist, you can mirror that and do that now. Or something else, straddle splits, a headstand if you feel safe and want to play. For me, it feels good just to hold and stretch. Let's do 2 more rounds of breath. Hands to the ground if they're elsewhere, lift halfway, breathe in. And then turn back toward your right foot, top of your mat, and find your lizard pose. Shimmy your foot out to the side, back knee lifted or lowered. Blocks are there for support, please feel free to use them. Always the option to take the twist, right hand back to find your left foot, getting even a little deeper into your quadriceps and hip flexors. Two more full rounds of breath. If you'd like some more time, please stay. Otherwise, unwind if you're twisting. Hands to your blocks or to the ground. Lift your back knee. We're going to step up to that squat Malasana once more. Heels in, toes out. Send your hips low. Hands to your heart. Feel the breath. Send it once more into those spaces that are talking to you. Another inhale. And exhale, lower down to a seat. This time, we'll extend right leg off to the side. Keep your left knee bent. You can bring it inside your thigh, and you can play with the angle of your legs, depending what feels good. Turn your torso toward your right thigh. Take a breath in, and then hinge forward as you exhale. This can be flat back, rounded. Use your blocks for support, your arms, your forearms, your head. If you would rather take this into a little side bend, you can bring your right arm inside your right leg and take your left arm up and over, so you're stretching more through the side. For me, that's a nice release for my low back, but less on my hip flexors, or pardon me, on my hamstrings. Gently lift yourself up. Bring your left hand behind you. Reach your right arm to the sky. We'll take a counter stretch. Little mild thing, send your hips forward. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then relax it down and swap out your legs. Extend your left leg, draw your right knee in. Yeah, bring your props where they're helpful or useful. Turn your torso over your thigh, take a breath in. Hinge forward over your leg as you breathe out. Same options as last time, stay, or turn this more into a side bend, left arm inside, right arm up and over. Let's do 2 more breaths. Lift yourself up, bring your right hand behind you, left arm to the sky. Stay there or lift your hips, counter stretch. And then lower yourself back down. You can scoot your blocks out of the way. We're gonna roll onto our back, do 1 more little stretch for each side, and then find our Shavasana. So lower yourself down. Knees to the sky, feet on the ground. Reach your right leg to the sky, breathe in. And then as you exhale, tuck your right foot underneath your left knee and see if you can find your toes with your left hand. And it's okay if they don't reach. Draw your right knee forward and down. You can stay just like that, or you can take your left foot on top of your right calf or right thigh for a little extra sensation. Stay longer if you like more. I'm being mindful of the time. If you're ready to unwind, left foot down if it was lifted. Extend your right leg up. Release and then switch. Left leg to the sky. Tuck your left foot underneath your right knee. Find your toes if you can reach them. Let your left knee fall forward and down. And yours might look really different from ours. That's totally okay. Right foot on top for more sensation. And breathe. You can absolutely stay longer or slowly release. Right foot down, extend left leg back up and lower. And then whatever else you like, a windshield wiper, a twist, a happy baby, other shapes or poses. Eventually, you can find your way into a Shavasana. Take your time. Or a seated meditation. Any shape that feels supportive, that allows you to be present, aware of your breath and body without judging. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Notice your breath, but release control. And just give yourself permission to simply be here. You're more than welcome to hang out even longer or start to invite some movement back into your body.